Silver is trading at $16.05 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,255 per ounce. Bitcoin is trading at 8.8 cents, and the average price of Bitcoin is $19,649. Antiwar.com reports the 30-year anniversary of the 1987 Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces Treaty, INF, has brought a lot of new attention based on some very old missile tests by the Russian Federation, which the U.S. has at times claims amounts to a violation of the pact. NATO is now offering comments as well, but a lot less definitive, simply expressing concerns that the missiles might in fact violate the INF. NATO also said it was an urgent concern if Russia violated the treaty, and the U.S. keeps complying with it. There's no risk of that, though, as while Russia denies that they violated the INF, there appears to be little question that the U.S. has been violating it for years with the deployment of missile defense systems into Eastern Europe. The future of the INF appears much less dependent on the specifics of actual or even theoretical violations than of growing U.S.-Russia tensions, as the U.S. appears eager to hype the missile test from years ago and may want to withdraw from the treaty as part of a tit-for-tat hostile diplomacy. Bitcoin Not Bombs is a launching pad for nonprofits and social entrepreneurs into the financial freedom of the Bitcoin economy. Bitcoin Not Bombs is fully committed to being the hub of the nonprofit sector of the Bitcoin economy, maximizing the potential cross-promotion of all our clients and commercial partners. To learn more, visit bitcoinnotbombs.com. UPI reports electric car company Tesla does not want its supercharging stations used for commercial purposes, including cabs and ride-hailing businesses that include Uber and Lyft. The new policy, released Friday according to Bloomberg, also applies to cars used for commercial deliveries or government purposes worldwide. Instead, Tesla wants the high-speed battery chargers available for private use. Tesla wrote, "We are continually expanding our global network of supercharger stations to enable personal long-distance travel and to provide a charging solution for those without immediate access to home or workplace charging, thereby accelerating the widespread adoption of electric vehicles. When superchargers are used beyond their intended purposes, it negatively impacts the availability of supercharging services for others." Tesla said, "If commercial users don't comply, we may also take additional action to protect the availability of superchargers for their intended purpose, such as limiting or blocking your vehicle's ability to use supercharger stations." The auto company said commercial users should reach out to your local sales contact to explore vehicle and charging options that suit your needs. Tesla's supercharger stations, which can charge vehicles in 30 minutes for a range of 130 miles, are mainly along highways and have expanded to city locations. Tesla began offering supercharging stations 5 years ago. Model S and Model X owners receive 400 kilowatt hours of free supercharger credit, about 1,000 miles each year. After the credit, Tesla charges an average of $6 per 100 miles compared to about $13 for gasoline. For over 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. And as a Bitcoin-preferred business, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts Brokerage today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. Reuters reports a raging California wildfire on Saturday became the state's third largest on record, with more devastation possible from a resurgence of the harsh winds that have fueled the deadly blaze since the beginning of the month. The so-called Thomas Fire has destroyed more than 1,000 structures, including about 750 homes in Southern California's coastal communities since erupting on December 4th, according to the State Department of Forestry and Fire Protection. The cause of the blaze is not yet known. Authorities described the current conditions, including returning winds and extremely low humidity, as critical fire weather. Coastal Santa Barbara and more sparsely populated inland areas were of special concern. Mandatory evacuations were in place in several Santa Barbara County communities, including Carpinteria and Montecito and parts of Ventura County. An evacuation order for the city of Ventura, which was hit hard the first days of the fire, was lifted on Saturday morning. The cost of fighting the blaze has already reached $104 million, with more than 8,000 firefighters working around the clock and helicopters and airplanes dropping retardant on the flames. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.
We turn to Washington, D.C., where America's roommates are holding a rally as part of their new One Vote Doesn't Matter political action campaign. The rally, which drew thousands of roommates, ranging from the guy who keeps all of his groceries in his room to the guy whose name the lease is under, is just a part of a surging grassroots movement to spread the message that one person's vote can't make a difference if you really, really think about it.
You know, this is like the most important election of our lifetime. We just want to get the word out that it's already been decided in some smoke-filled boardroom. You know, I pretty much minored in poli-sci, so I think I get this stuff.
Joining us now is Jason Copeland at a rally in the nation's capital. Jason, how would you describe the energy there?
Yeah, hi, Andrea. I'd say it's a definite chill vibe. I just saw the roommate whose only friend seems to be his younger brother and the guy who just has an air mattress in his room passing out flyers together. Now, the roommates do make some interesting points. The Electoral College it is weird.
This is the Onion News Network.
Good evening and welcome here to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. Your host, as always, Will Coley, broadcasting here from the Liberty Studios in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire, in our wonderful little crypto community here nestled in these northern Appalachian Mountains. And joined, as always, by my co-host, Mr. Tom Gray, broadcasting from these same mountains just about 1,000 miles south. How you doing tonight, Tom? Hello.
Well, Will, Alabama did something right this week, and I really don't know how to process that.
Alabama. Well, you know, I mean, our whole lives as Tennesseans, we've basically been taught to despise Alabama. So it's to hear you say that they've done something good is it's nice to hear, Tom.
I didn't say it was good. I said it was correct. I mean, it's not exactly like Doug Jones is going to be Tom's favorite senator, but at least he's not a pederast.
Well, I mean, at least you know that there were 20,000 voters who didn't like. Basically, I'm going to say these were nine times out of 10. These were Republicans who live in Alabama, who basically they didn't want to vote for a Democrat, but they also didn't want to vote for Jones. So they did the next best thing, and they voted for Nick Saban.
You made the joke I was going to make.
Leave it to Alabama fans that the only good thing that they do is vote for somebody that coaches college football.
Well, you know, the joke there is, of course, there was a libertarian who was running as a write-in, and basically all of the big party Gary Johnson libertarians took a big crap all over his write-in effort, and now they look pretty stupid. Pretty stupid, but I think we're going to talk about that later. We haven't made Aria talk yet, though. Let's make Aria talk.
Aria, what's going on tonight? We've got Aria with us from cryptocurrencycheck.org. How you doing tonight, Aria?
I'm doing great.
Awesome.
How are you guys up there? Still snowed in?
Well, I mean, not snowed in, but it is cold.
Well,
I don't like it.
It would be snowed in if it was in Mississippi.
Yeah. If we were down there, we would definitely be snowed in. It would be like you wouldn't be able to go to work for my kids wouldn't have went to school for a week. You know, and our kids went to school the day after. You know, it's no big deal.
They are
I'm here. So guys, tonight we do have we've got a guest coming on with us tonight. We've got one of the developers from Helium, and we're also going to have. It turns out that one of the hosts from another show, Mr. Daryl Perry, is a customer of Helium. So we're actually going to have him on while we have this gentleman on with us. He's going to be joining us, of course, in the second segment of the show. Now, if you are just joining us, you've never been with us before, we focus a lot on our international broadcast. And that's one of the things that we're really proud about here is we have the opportunity to bring the Voice of Liberty to places where it's not normally heard, influence spots all over the world through satellite. And they're still trying to raise money to put us on international satellite that will actually cover all the way up to the eastern border of Pakistan. I mean, this is a huge, huge area of the world that needs to hear the Voice of Liberty. You just go to the LRN website, click on the banner, give 15 cents a day, man. I mean, that's less than the government steals from you when you buy a cup of coffee on your way to work every single morning. And for just that small amount, you can help us bring the ideas of liberty to countries like Iran, Iraq, Syria, Lebanon. I'm talking pirate radio in Saudi Arabia. If we can do pirate radio in Nigeria through the efforts of this show, if there's no reason we can't get pirate radio going in Riyadh or excuse me, Lahore. I mean, why not? Why not? Why could we not do that? So go to the LRN website, click on the banner, give 15 cents a day, and help us bring the ideas of liberty to a much broader audience. And speaking of broader audiences, we now will be moving after next week is Christmas Eve, right? Oh, well, see, next week we're not going to be here. We're, I know that Tom has a house full of children like I do. And on Christmas Eve, instead of talking to us, he needs to be reading the night before Christmas and putting together, things and talking to Santa to make sure all the presents get put in the right spot under the tree for his daughters when they get up in the morning. So we're not going to broadcast on Christmas Eve. I think we are going to broadcast on New Year's Eve. We're not really going to do guests, though. We're going to do something completely different. We're just going to BS with each other and play a little bit of music and talk about how the fact that next week, instead of being on Sunday night, January the 7th, we will start broadcasting live 4 p.m. to 7 p.m., 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, here from what will be known from therefore as the VertCoin Studios here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. So we've got lots and lots of things coming. We're going to be doing free cryptocurrency giveaways on a daily basis. We're going to be giving away ICO tokens. Basically, the idea is if you don't have a wallet, then you should, because you can get free money. All you got to do is listen to the Call to Freedom, 4 to 7 p.m., random times, random amounts, random coins. You never know what you're going to get. You may get $20 in Bitcoin. You may get $100 in VertCoin. You never know. You could just get 35 cents in Dogecoin. Could be a wop, 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 wop. You could get some cracked out crazy.
I don't know, even Doge is taking off these days.
For real, yo. What's a crap coin? Like there's got to be like a really crap coin that I can buy like a few thousand of, and like that can be like you struck out today, bro. I'm sorry. Wah, wah. So anyway.
I've got it, Will. I know.
Fedora coins. Fedora coins.
Well, we could always make one.
You're right, we could. But see, the problem is if we made one and then it took off, then like our sponsors would probably get mad because we'd be making more money than they are. Oh no. So yeah, anyway, Fedora, I think Fedora coins, because I think it's kind of, the whole neckbeard fedora, make fun of the libertarian like stereotypes. I think Fedora coins would be perfect. Plus they're only worth like 0.0000008 cents or something like that. So they're literally,
well, for now. For
real, yo. And yeah, until we start giving them away for free and people are like, I want them to be worth something, I'm going to start mining Fedora coins. Feather coins, faucet coins. But yeah, so when we come back at the beginning of the year, hopefully Aria will be up here by then. If she's not, we're going to keep doing it the way we are. We're going to be joined by a whole new cast of folks. We're going to have a rotating cast on Monday through Thursday, and then Monday through Wednesday, and then Thursday and Friday it's going to be our normal cast. Me, Tom, and Aria. We're talking about talking to wrestlers. We're talking about bringing in all kinds of developers from all across the cryptocurrency world. So you guys really should hang around and check us out. And like I said, try to get yourself some free Scratch. I mean, who doesn't want free money? So when we get back here on the Call to Freedom, we're going to have Pace with us from Helium. We're going to learn about this whole idea of being a lazy trader. You give them your Bitcoin, they'll make you more. We get back here on the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
Ross Ulbricht was convicted in early 2015 of running the infamous Silk Road Underground Market. The Silk Road was a gift to humanity and helped reduce the harms brought on by drug prohibition. For this good deed, Ross has been sentenced to life in prison with no possibility of parole. Now, an appeal is Ross's only chance, and he needs your support. Please visit freeross.org, where you can contribute via various methods, including Bitcoin. Visit freeross.org. That's freeross.org.
Uncovering the secrets and exposing the lies. That's what the readers of freedomsphoenix.com get every day. freedomsphoenix.com, constantly providing the information, the real news about government policies, and the real relationship we all have with the coercive government. The real condition of the economy, innovations in technology, breakthroughs in energy, health, and computer science. Learn the truth well before it's admitted to in the lamestream media. The corporate media, nothing more than distributors of government propaganda, but now there's an alternative. freedomsphoenix.com. Constant news updates on the issues that affect your life in the most important ways. With liberty and property under constant attack, freedomsphoenix.com provides the understanding behind the propaganda, and it encourages the participation of its readers. Go to freedomsphoenix.com. That's freedoms with an S, phoenix.com. freedomsphoenix.com. The revolution between the ears has already happened.
Imagine someone in your community getting in their car, turning on the radio, and hearing the Liberty Radio Network. You can make that vision a reality with your own micro radio station. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how you can put our programs on the air in your area. You can have LRN.FM running around the clock, and you can even add in your own local shows. Building a radio station is simple, but programming isn't. That's where LRN.FM comes in. Learn more at broadcast.lrn.fm. That's broadcast.lrn.fm.
So you've signed the Shire Society Declaration and are planning your move to New Hampshire to be around more liberty-oriented people. Next, sign up for the Shire Society Forum at forum.shiresociety.com. There are a bunch of people there who are already in the Shire, and they want to meet you. If you're already in the Shire physically, you should also come by the forums. Remember, not everyone uses Facebook. New people are signing up for the Shire Society Forum every month, so drop in and say hello at forum.shiresociety.com.
The three most important things you can do for LRN.FM are: 1. Let your friends know you're listening to LRN.FM on your social networking profile. 2. Buy the things you buy online through shop.lrn.fm. 3. Give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm. It's my firm belief that the AMP program is the best use of your charitable dollar among liberty-oriented groups. Support all your favorite organizations, but make sure you give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm.
Why did you move to the Shire?
I moved here to the Shire because there's other people around who take liberty just as seriously as I do.
I moved to the Shire because I saw videos of people challenging authority and thought that I could get support myself. It called to me, like, do this right now.
I wanted to be around people like me who got it. And once I got here, I knew there was nowhere else that I wanted to be.
I've always wanted to change the world. So I moved to the Shire to join people who were actually working towards doing the same thing.
The people here are awesome, loving, and positive. It was for the adventure and for the feeling of something important is happening here. And I just wanted to come to sort of be part of that.
Visit shiresociety.com to read and sign the Shire Society Declaration and learn the reasons why, if you love liberty, you should immigrate to the Shire. Plus, add yourself to the Shire map at shiresociety.com. That's shiresociety.com.
You can put the Liberty Radio Network on the air in your area. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how. Broadcast.lrn.fm.
Believe that. Wow. So we're back here on the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. It's been a pretty good week so far. Getting ready for our move over to prime time next week. And we've tried to make sure we've got plenty of extra people around here for the last few weeks. So tonight, not only are we joined by our special guest, but we also have an extra special guest with us tonight, Mr. Daryl W. Perry from Free Talk Live and from the Liberty Penguin. How you doing tonight, Daryl?
Good.
So now, I was telling you guys earlier, we've got this new gentleman with us. He's from it's like an investment company for cryptocurrencies, basically. His name is Pace. He's the CEO of Helium. He helps people use currency exchange automation to grow their savings. He's a self-described anarcho-transfigurist, focusing on the power of technology and empathy to free humanity from harmful expressions of authority. Pace unschools with his wife and 3 children in Mesa, Arizona. Welcome to the show, Mr. Pace Ellsworth. How you doing tonight, Pace?
Thank you. It's really good to be here. Congratulations on your move to primetime.
And congratulations on your decision to unschool. That's a pretty big undertaking.
So I've got a couple of questions, if you don't mind, Will.
Sure, jump right on.
What is a anarcho-transfigure? What was
anarcho-transfigurist?
Yeah, what is that?
That's a neologism. It's a new word. I'd say I'm an anarcho-transhumanist, and that's something that some people have heard of.
Yeah, I've definitely heard of that.
Yeah, transhumanism is the idea that humanity is changing because of technology. We always have, and we will continue to do so, but it's accelerating. Transfigurism just brings in the idea that religious thought and spiritual thought can go along with that. It doesn't have to be in the way. So that's all it really means, is that people's myths really just they all converge with where humanity's going in the end.
And secondly, why are you still in Arizona? Why haven't you joined the Liberty Migration to come to the Shire?
I'm glad that was brought up. I've seriously been thinking about it for a long time. It's just a decision that we have to make together as a family, and I hope that we do. You know.
Now, once Helium goes to the moon, as they say, you should be able to afford to make that move, right?
We should be able to. It's a question of where the rest of our company is as well. So we have some very important people at Helium, and we'd want to stick together.
Pace, as you are aware, I am actually a user of Helium, and that's actually why Will had asked me to come on while you were here. Explain for anybody that has never used Helium exactly what it is.
Okay, great. We call it a savings accelerator, and what that means is it's just an automated system that moves the money around for you. At this point, our current goal was just to beat the fiat markets, and we've done that. We're going to be changing it up soon so that it does beat holding cryptocurrencies long term, which has been fantastically positive for anybody that's done that. Which is pretty good. So basically, it just looks at all the prices for all the different currencies at the same time, using our partner Uphold.com, which is like an exchange. It's a reserve where you can hold your money as many different currencies, including 6 cryptocurrencies now. and it just looks at the differences in the prices. And when one gets cheap, it sells what it's in and it buys it low and then waits for it to go up against something else and then moves into that. So it just buys low and sells high as long as it can.
So you guys have basically designed a bot that will do what like
currency arbitrage.
Yeah, well, basically it's an automated day trader.
It is. Yeah, it works a little bit different than most day trading strategies that just go in a binary system where they just go, okay, dollars to Bitcoin back to dollars, or dollars to Ether back to dollars.
It's currency arbitrage because it'll go between. Again, it's like a dozen different currencies. I get the emails all the time. Your money moved from New Zealand dollars to Ethereum. Your money moved from Ethereum to British pounds. Your money moved to euro.
Say someone had $5,000.
All right, somebody's got $5,000.
They do.
What kind of a return on a $5,000 investment with Helium could someone expect in 6 months?
Well, we don't like to quote anything pie in the sky for promises, but we pretty safe to say.
I want realistic. I don't,
Yeah.
If
all right,
if I'm only going to make $2 a day, then
Hold on, Will. Pace, what was the day that Helium went live on Uphold?
With our current system, we went live on October 10th.
From October 10th until just a couple of days ago, $100 for me grew to $180. And then I did a manual pop of all of my balloons because some of them started coming down, where it was up to $197. Started coming down to about $180. I did a manual pop, and then after fees wound up being pulled out, I had $160 in about 2 months.
So to be conservative, I would tell people
that's not typical.
Yeah, 2 to 5% a month, but the crypto market has been crazy, so people have been getting 20 to 40% a month.
Right, and because I did, this manual pop of all of my balloons and then reinvested into Helium to make sure that everything doesn't go into the same balloons, there's a really neat sort of safeguard thing that you have to where a balloon launches, what is it, like every 2 to 3 days? Pace?
For now it's every 2 days. We'll improve that launch process, so maybe they'll launch a little bit faster, but they'll make sure they launch into different currencies because we've got lots of cryptos now.
Very nice.
So that 160 that I put in is being put into balloons at what rates of about $20 a balloon, something like that?
Yeah, we have an algorithm that just says however big your balance is, it'll split it up into a certain number of balloons, a minimum of 5 or 6 balloons and a maximum of like 100 or so.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yep.
So can you when we get back here, I'm hoping that you'll be able to explain for us like kind of how the bot works and how that whole process that your software and hardware and all that good stuff goes through to get us the profits that hopefully are made from our listeners who end up making an investment with your company. We'll be back here to learn about that in just a little while on the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
So the protection of life, liberty, and property is what the Free State Project is all about. But it's an effort to move 20,000 people who understand.
It's about demonstrating to the entire country
that, we can have a free market, a truly free market.
Making it just a freer, great place to live.
It's the world's largest voluntarist libertarian community, and it's only getting bigger.
That's amazing, to be able to move to a place where other people passionately believe in being free and independent.
What the Free State Project is managing to do, though, is to put their money where their mouth is. It's physically getting up across the country and saying, let's go someplace and let's demonstrate the power of these ideas. There's a lot of kind of philosophy that surrounds liberty. There's a lot of thinking about it and talking about it. But here in New Hampshire, people are doing it.
101 Reasons Liberty Lives in New Hampshire, a documentary by Free State Project Early Movers. Watch it free at 101reasonsfilm.com. 101reasonsfilm.com. The new 4th edition of Healing Our World, The Compassion of Libertarianism, will take your understanding of liberty to a deeper level and has over 1,300 updated references, new cartoons, and a foreword by Dr. Ron Paul. With discounts for multiple book purchases, the 4th edition of Healing Our World is a great gift for the liberals, pragmatists, environmentalists, and Christians in your life who think libertarianism is cold-hearted. Get yours today at healing.freetalklive.com and use promo code FTL for a $5 discount.
If you're looking for work, you know what I mean by elevator speech. It's the short version, saying just enough to make the listener want to listen more. Even if you're not a job seeker, effective communication skills have never been more important, with money and attention so scarce now. So to cut through the clutter, choose every single word as though it was the last word the person you're speaking to will hear. Otherwise, it might be. Instead of saying, due to the fact that, say, because. And avoid mispronunciations. Say jewelry, not jewelry, which could offend. Undoubtedly, you don't want to say undoubtedly. And whatever you do, never use a preposition to end a sentence with. Just kidding. For more tips, hit survivalspeech.com. I'm Holland Cook.
Did you know we've taken our LRN.FM telephone listen line to a new level with the LRN.FM audio on demand line? Now you can call 712-770-8447 anytime and listen to LRN.FM's live feed. And you can listen to a bunch of our original shows on demand. Long distance fees may apply. Just dial 712-770-8447 and choose from the menu. 712-770-8447.
Free Talk Live.
Some people actually need laws to know what the hell to do.
I don't think that's true. No, I have to disagree with you. There's only one law that people need to know, and that is do no harm. As long as you aren't hurting other people or stealing their stuff or damaging their property, then you are being law-abiding, because that's the one great natural law as far as I'm concerned. That's what, in fact, when they say, well, you know how they love to say this in court, ignorance of the law is no excuse. Well, that phrase came about when that was the law, when that was pretty much the only concept you had to get, was that you don't hurt other people. Get it? Ignorance of that law, there's no excuse to ignore that law. That makes sense. But to say that ignorance of all these tomes and tomes and tomes of legislation that we have out there, that there's no excuse for that, of course there's an excuse.
Free Talk Live, 7 nights a week from 7 to 10 Eastern, live on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM. You can connect with the Liberty Radio Network via our Facebook page at facebook.lrn.fm. That's facebook.lrn.fm.
Here on the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. Joined tonight by Pace from Helium. And, well, we've got a pretty nice cast going on tonight. We've got with us tonight Mr. Tom Gray, as usual, and Aria Demezio from CryptocurrencyCheck.org. And then we also have Mr. Daryl W. Perry from the Liberty Penguin on with us tonight as well.
Well, the Liberty Penguin is just the username that I use on some platforms. There's not a thing called the Liberty Penguin that I'm aware of.
Well, your logo to me is the Liberty Penguin.
Yes.
You know, it's the penguin with the heart-shaped anarchy peace sign. Yeah. So you are the Liberty Penguin. We have Daryl W. Perry, the Liberty Penguin, on with us tonight. From goodness gracious, you have so many different things.
DarylWPerry.com.
Daryl W. Perry, DarylWPerry.com. So we've got Pace on with us tonight, and he's been telling us about Helium, which is
spelled with an E.
with an E.
Yeah, with an E.
From my understanding, basically it is an investment. You know, it's like an automated Dean Witter for currencies, where you give them your money or currency and they invest it for you, and they kind of day trade, basically for you, so that you don't have to watch your computer 24 hours a day in order to make sure you don't end up losing a ton of money, which can happen.
Yes.
Lord have mercy, can it happen? I know from experience it can happen.
Right.
$3,000 gone in an hour and a half, and I don't know where the hell it went.
You sent it to the wrong address.
No. It just the price of coin dropped that much, and I was just like, no, where'd it go? It's all gone, and it's because I literally put all of my eggs in one basket, which is the worst thing. It was the first time I'd ever done that too. Yeah. You know, like the one thing I always tell other people, like diversify. And the first time I was like, you know what? I'm gonna put everything in Bitcoin, and it went.
But it's still a lot higher now than what it was.
It was, but I literally put every single dime I had into it. So it was like sell and lose a little money, or wait it out and have no money for groceries and gasoline. You know, it's like, you know. And I always tell people not to do that.
Right.
Well, Helium here is gonna prevent you from having to do that, basically, right, Guy?
Yeah. So the best thing about it is that it's a little different than if you put your money in an IRA or something like that. We don't actually have possession of your money. You actually keep it in your Uphold account, and you have access to it whenever you want. And our system is just a software as a service that goes on top of it that just scans the market and moves your money around for you. So that's kind of nice. Our partner Uphold is really cool. You just sign up. It is in the regulated, increasing the regulated crypto space. So you do need to verify your identity, but you can add money from your bank or from elsewhere, and then get it into Helium, and then it just does the rest of it all by itself.
So since Helium accepts crypto, you can actually send the crypto directly to Helium or to Uphold.
You send it to your Uphold account. You don't need to send it to anyone else. And so you keep it in your Uphold account, and then when you add it to Helium, it'll get converted to some fiat-based currency, just because that's currently the financial paradigm.
Yeah.
But that'll change over time, and then it just automatically gets split out. Because the whole goal is to protect your value a little bit better than if you just directly invested in cryptocurrencies. And so you have a little bit less of the risk and a little bit less of the reward. We're hoping to have it be a little bit less of the risk and a lot more reward.
You're hedging your bets.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I don't see a problem with that. I mean, if I had the capital in cryptocurrency to be able to do something like that, I would. Are you multi-crypto? Like, say I had $3,000 in Verge. Is there a very long list of?
We work with the ones that Uphold supports. So right now we just have Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, and Dash, but they also have Bitcoin Cash and BAT, the Basic Attention Token. So those are the only ones that Uphold has right now. They're adding some more, but they're probably only going to stick to the top 10 or 20 or so.
And
So
I know that
Vertcoin on that list.
I know that there are some people, when they hear that percentage that you mentioned earlier, the like 2 to 5% a month, they think, wait a second, there's no way this is legit. It's got to be a Ponzi scheme. It's got to be some kind of pyramid, something. How do you respond to that?
Well, that's what's funny is if you say those numbers, it's high for people that are just traditional banking, and then it's extremely low for people that have been holding cryptos.
Right? Like, what was the percentage that Bernie made off?
Cryptos with everything that you have, and I'm just like, well, you could, but this is for the masses. We're trying to get people introduced to cryptocurrency so it can actually be a thing.
Yeah.
And what happens with that is, there's I tell them 2 to 5%. And it is a little bit jarring for people, but we just show them the charts for cryptocurrencies, and it's not so bad.
Right on.
Sounds like you've got a Bitcoin user in the background. They're crying about the high fee.
That's our youngest unschooler.
Right on.
But yeah.
I used to have the same problem. When we were broadcasting from a studio that I built in my old house down in Tennessee, we basically had the door broke. So at least once an episode, one of my children, my 5 children, between the ages of 7 and 1, would wander into the room and either ask me a question or tell me that mommy wants something, or just be crying and whining generally. So
right.
So yeah, that's part of life. I love it.
It's the way it is.
And
it makes life.
I love it.
Live calls interesting.
If somebody wanted to verify that everything was, on the up and up with the way Helium is operating, could they do that?
Yeah, I would think so. What's great is, like I said, all of the assets in Helium are inside Uphold, and Uphold has this fantastic transparency page where they show that they have like a 105% reserve of every single currency value that people hold in there. So they keep a 100% reserve. So if there was a run, everyone would be able to pull their funds out, and there wouldn't be any problem.
Wow.
And they get audited quarterly and everything. We're going to be adding additional transparency for like what our statistics look like. But yeah, the best part is that we never take possession of your funds. Our only revenue, since it hasn't been mentioned yet, is just to take a share of the gains that happen.
Of course.
So that's what happens. So we don't actually charge any monthly fees or any startup fees or anything.
Very nice. So it's better than Dean Witter.
Yes.
It's better than all of these other investment firms that you could go to.
Pace only makes money if I make money.
For us. These guys are like the perfect, they want to take cryptocurrency investments to the masses. I mean, and that is literally what the Call to Freedom is about.
Right.
So
it just
I don't know why we haven't had you on already.
Else trying to do that.
Hold on. What would you say, Pace?
It just surprises me that I haven't heard anybody else trying to do that.
Yeah.
Really.
We've built everything about our new broadcast that's coming up at the beginning of the year from Vertcoin as a sponsor, because they're decentralizing mining and making mining, easy for like the regular guy with a computer at home.
Nice.
BitPlus is now making it easy for you to use. Have a system where you can use credit card or cryptocurrencies.
Point of sale.
A point of sale system right there that does everything instead of just and what BitPlus does, I think, is cool is they didn't do what most of these other companies did. They didn't ignore the fact that credit cards exist.
Yeah.
They decided they want they decided that they want something a little
Cell 411 is a free app for Android and iOS that replaces government-controlled 911. Cell 411 allows you to preset a group of friends or private organizations to show up in any emergency. Cell 411 is a nightmare for the state because it proves their so-called services aren't needed. Cell 411 has had thousands of installs, and of course it's covered by the BIPCOT no government license. Cell 411 because your friends won't shoot you when you're in trouble. Without the government, who would build the emergency services? You and Cell 411. Get it today at getcell411.com.
Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm.
Did you know you can listen to LRN.FM via our free-to-air satellite channels? We have channels over nearly all of North America and much of Africa. All you need is an affordable receiver and a dish as small as 30 inches. There are no monthly fees. Learn more at sat.lrn.fm. Plus, if you are a broadcaster or want to be one, this is a good delivery method for our content. See our coverage maps and get details at sat.lrn.fm. That's sat.lrn.fm. sat.lrn.fm.
We've all heard about blockchain assets like Dogecoin, Ether, and Ripple. Bitcoin isn't the only player in the blockchain game any longer. And for those of us wondering how to get our hands on these digital assets, finally, there's a solution. Shapeshift.io allows you to buy and sell between your digital assets and Bitcoin instantly between your own digital wallets. I've used it with ease. Shapeshift.io. There's no account or email address needed. You send them the crypto you want to sell. They send back the crypto you want to buy. It's that easy. Shapeshift.io.
Here's a chance to do a little activism while you're cruising Facebook, Twitter, or Google+. Between the LOL cats, the recipes, the hot girls, and the inspirational sunrise memes, Free Talk Live's posts pass by your newsfeed. Like them, comment. It gives us more exposure. If you don't see our posts, click like at facebook.freetalklive.com and then hover over it to click Get Notifications. It's an easy way to spread the ideas of liberty a bit further. I know you're busy, but you can spare that 1/10 of a calorie it takes to click on something. Facebook.freetalklive.com.
I've been told no in many different ways.
I give you an order and you're going to obey it.
George, you can go this way. You can't do that and you have to leave here.
You cannot bring signs into the rally.
Walk with me.
Well, I'm comfortable here, actually. Whoa, hey.
Who do you think you are?
Excuse me.
There is no video and audio allowed in this hospital.
No, I have work today. This is...
You ain't going to make it.
Wait
now.
Wait a minute.
Whoa. Hey! Oh my God! Unbelievable! Why are you running from me?
Because you're scared me. What am I being detained for?
You're being served.
What is this?
You're being served.
What is this? Bureaucrats have a funny way of telling people no.
That's the sound of the men working on the chain.
Derek J's Victimless Crime Spree. Watch it for free and order the Director's Cut DVD at victimlesscrimespree.com.
While our satellite channel is free to listen to, it's not free for us. You can help us cover our satellite costs with the chip-in on the right side of the page at lrn.fm.
We're back here on the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. We have been joined by a gentleman from the cryptocurrency investment firm Helium. Pace is with us tonight, along with Mr. Daryl W. Perry from DarylWPerry.com. And we have Aria Demezio down there in Mississippi joining us from cryptocurrencycheck.org. And then my normal co-host, Mr. Tom Gray. And something I wanted to make sure that we cover while we've got you with us tonight, Pace, is just how easily accessible it is to invest with Helium. Like any Joe, like I've been in the crypto world for the last few years, so I've got a little bit of coin. But like if you're not a guy that's got a little bit of coin, you can still invest in cryptocurrencies with Helium. Explain that to our listeners.
Yeah, we really worked with Uphold.com to make it the easiest. Their API for us to work as a partner app was just easier than any other exchange or that we could have worked with. And they make it super simple to add your bank account. So you just sign up with them, Uphold.com. You can do that through our website. So you first create an account when you go to our website and get to app.helium.com, get started. It'll help you create an email address and password for Uphold.com. You verify your account and get your bank account connected. Bank transfers can take about a week, but we're working on getting those a little bit faster, but it's very simple. So you can put in starting out anywhere from $50 to $500 a day. And that's plenty. That's plenty enough for most people.
Very cool. And now if I was an investor and I wanted to put, $25 a week in, I can actually set it up. So like each time I get a paycheck, it automatically kicks another $25 over to Helium. right? Like
we don't have something on Helium's end or on Uphold's end that makes that automatic yet, but we're working on that to have very shortly.
That's in the works. That's future.
Yeah, actually going to be in January.
January. Oh, awesome. See?
Now, you would be able to send that money to Uphold, and then you would have to just then manually transfer from Uphold to Helium.
Oh, okay. Very cool. Very cool.
In January, we're going to use Uphold's system and just automate it through our app, so you won't have to visit Uphold, but we'll use Uphold's technology to just put it right into your Helium balance.
Now, what kind of minimums are we talking here? So, say I'm just a waiter, man. You know, I wait tables. I don't make a whole lot of money. I've got like $10 or $15 a week extra that I might be able to squirrel away if I don't buy a cup of coffee on the way to work every day. I mean, could I invest with Helium?
In that case, you can. I would basically set it up so that you're putting in $50 a month then, and that wouldn't be too hard.
Very cool. Very cool. So
that's the minimum you can put in at one time is $50 from a bank.
Okay. Very cool. Very cool. So, I mean, to me, this is taking cryptocurrency investment and making it, dummy proof.
It's taking like currency investment.
It's the idiot's guide to currency investment.
It's, like Forex for dummies.
Very nice. See, I mean, this is the kind of thing that I'm talking about. When I talk about how the cryptocurrency industry is revolutionizing how things are done in the market. Right here, I mean, you don't have to kiss the gold ring. You just go to the guy, you give him some money, he'll make you some money.
Yep.
No, none of this like Merrill Lynch insider kissing these, suits, butts and stuff. Like, it's a robot that's doing this for you.
I wear shorts to work.
You don't
every
have to worry about like, can I trust this guy with my money? Is he going to try to rob me? He's a robot, Like the robot's not going to rob. It's a robot. It's not real. It has no desire other than to make you more money. I love that.
Right. Yep.
It's programmed to want to make me money.
Yes.
That's a beautiful thing, man.
Yes.
Yeah, we really like it that way.
For real,
we just want to eventually make it so that nobody has to do anything laborious and just have robots take care of everything for you.
Oh, wow.
Hold on. So now I'm confused. If robots do everything, then would I still be running marathons and half marathons?
If you want, yeah, you'd be free to do whatever you want.
Okay, I just didn't know if there was a robot that would like take away the race day or something.
You could just sit around and like study.
No. Yeah, I mean, we're going to be starting up a podcast too called Technology is Liberty, and we're that
very cool.
Technology can remove freedom totally. Bad people can use technology for the wrong reasons, but on the whole, when you shake it all out, at the end of the day, it increases freedom.
Now, would robots start running marathons and half marathons?
You might have to compete with a robot, man.
Well, would they have their own division? Because, like when I look at the results, there's the men's age 30 to 39 division. Would there be robot division?
Daryl's gotten lost.
There could be.
Aria, where are you?
Listening to the discussion on robots.
Right. Get in here, babe. What's going on?
I was just waiting on Aria to Tom to say something.
I did use Uphold and Helium briefly, and what I have to admit, what really surprised me about it was how easy it would be for ordinary people to use. Even Coinbase isn't that simple and straightforward. So if somebody out there is new to cryptocurrencies and has never checked them out, Uphold is definitely the way to go.
Yeah, and even so, it's not like they don't ever have any customer service issues. They're, like I said, the ACH wait times, the verification process. So we're making it better over time, and as they scale, they'll get even better, which is good.
Very cool. You know what?
Well, a lot of that is the fault of government, isn't it? The ACH wait times, at least.
You're totally right, and I mean everybody knows that the banking industry, they'll close down bank accounts that have to do with Bitcoin businesses and things like that. So it's there have been a lot of struggles, but now that we see, futures and other institutions starting to invest in cryptocurrencies, a lot of that's going to change.
So, Pace, quick question. It was mentioned earlier about, you don't want to put all the eggs in a single basket. And before I did a manual pop of all of my helium balloons, I think that of like the 6 balloons that I had going at once, 5 of them were all in the same currency. Is there going to be some kind of protection added in the future to sort of prevent that all the eggs in one basket scenario from happening on helium?
Yeah. So it's very frequent that all of a user's account will go into a single currency because there just happens to be one crypto that's lower than all the rest, and so it's the best one to buy. But the good thing about that is that those balloons are all entering at different prices, right? So they're all getting in there at different times, so they'll all get out at different times as well. It's not the same as just putting it all in at once in one basket, but we will have a rule in there eventually where at least make it optional if it's not just better all around to have it universal and default, so that you could choose like never put more than 40% or 50% into a single one.
And then you're also working on some kind of stopgap or stop loss sort of something. What exactly is that?
Yeah, so for now, the logic is buy low, sell high, and there are no stop losses in there. So there's technically a 100% downside risk there. If one of the cryptocurrencies went all the way to zero, you'd write it down. But, very few people think that's going to happen, but we need to be prepared for that anyway. So we are going to be adding a rule in there that says if it drops a certain amount, then get out of it. The beautiful thing about our system is you don't have to just get back out into dollars. You could actually jump straight from a falling crypto into a rising one. So
that's what I
we're looking forward to putting that in there. And once we put that in there, we're expecting the performance to double or triple.
Nice. Yeah, because I know that there have been times when I've looked in my Helium account and seen, oh, wait a second, this is $5 lower than it was yesterday, but nothing had moved from anything to anything else.
How many currencies and tokens are we talking about when we talk about trading with?
There are 9 fiat currencies, national currencies. I could list them, but it's just the top 9 in the world. And then the 3 cryptocurrencies that we started with was Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum, the 3 most well-known ones. We just added Dash, and we're going to add Bitcoin Cash, I believe, in the next month. And then we might add Basic Attention Token, but it's very low volume.
Zencash?
Coin, so we'll have to say about that.
Zcash?
They're not on Uphold yet.
Hopefully they will be.
All right. Well, when we get back here on the Call to Freedom, we'll have a little bit more with the guys from Helium.
Free Press Publications is an independent, alternative media and publishing company founded in June 2009 with the mission of ensuring a free press for the freedom movement and is committed to spreading the message of peace, freedom, love, and liberty. FPP also gives new authors an avenue for publishing freedom-oriented material. FPP brings you daily news and commentary on the website fpp.cc, as well as a daily 5-minute newscast, FPP Radio News, and weekly news, views, and commentary in the FPP Freedom Minute and Peace, Love, Liberty Radio at fppradio.com, and the monthly newspaper FPP News at news.fpp.cc. Find FPP online at fpp.cc. That's fpp.cc, as in Creative Commons.
Now that you've found the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM, you may want to help expose others to our great programs. To assist you in doing so, you'll find resources at promote.lrn.fm, including details on how to get a free bumper sticker, quarter-page flyers you can print out and distribute, banners for your website, as well as files that will allow you to make your own custom banners and graphics. Visit promote.lrn.fm and help bring new listeners to the Liberty Radio Network. That's promote.lrn.fm.
When you hear the word lobbyist, you probably think about greedy corporations, but not all lobbyists are the same. Some are fighting for the freedoms you hold dear. Liberty Lobby LLC is doing just that in New Hampshire, working hard to represent you, not some special interest group. You can help by going to libertylobby.info, where your contribution will give us the tools we need to ensure that your voice is heard. Visit libertylobby.info today to find out more.
More of the Call to Freedom is coming up next, live after the news on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Sunday, December 17th, 2017. Silver is trading at $16.05 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,255 per ounce. Bitcoin is trading at 8.8 cents, and the average price of Bitcoin is $19,649. Antiwar.com reports the 30-year anniversary of the 1987 Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces Treaty, INF, has brought a lot of new attention based on some very old missile tests by the Russian Federation, which the U.S. has at times claims amounts to a violation of the pact. NATO is now offering comments as well, but a lot less definitive, simply expressing concerns that the missiles might in fact violate the INF. NATO also said it was an urgent concern if Russia violated the treaty, and the U.S. keeps complying with it. There's no risk of that, though, as while Russia denies that they violated the INF, there appears to be little question that the U.S. has been violating it for years with the deployment of missile defense systems into Eastern Europe. The future of the INF appears much less dependent on the specifics of actual or even theoretical violations than of growing U.S.-Russia tensions, as the U.S. appears eager to hype the missile test from years ago and may want to withdraw from the treaty as part of a tit-for-tat hostile diplomacy. Bitcoin Not Bombs is a launching pad for nonprofits and social entrepreneurs into the financial freedom of the Bitcoin economy. Bitcoin Not Bombs is fully committed to being the hub of the nonprofit sector of the Bitcoin economy, maximizing the potential cross-promotion of all our clients and commercial partners. To learn more, visit bitcoinnotbombs.com. UPI reports electric car company Tesla does not want its supercharging stations used for commercial purposes, including cabs and ride-hailing businesses that include Uber and Lyft. The new policy, released Friday, according to Bloomberg, also applies to cars used for commercial deliveries or government purposes worldwide. Instead, Tesla wants the high-speed battery chargers available for private use. Tesla wrote, "We are continually expanding our global network of supercharger stations to enable personal long-distance travel and to provide a charging solution for those without immediate access to home or workplace charging, thereby accelerating the widespread adoption of electric vehicles. When superchargers are used beyond their intended purposes, it negatively impacts the availability of supercharging services for others." Tesla said, "If commercial users don't comply, we may also take additional action to protect the availability of superchargers for their intended purpose, such as limiting or blocking your vehicle's ability to use supercharger stations." The auto company said commercial users should reach out to your local sales contact to explore vehicle and charging options that suit your needs. Tesla's supercharger stations, which can charge vehicles in 30 minutes for a range of 130 miles, are mainly along highways and have expanded to city locations. Tesla began offering supercharging stations 5 years ago. Model S and Model X owners receive 400 kilowatt hours of free supercharger credit, about 1,000 miles each year. After the credit, Tesla charges an average of $6 per 100 miles compared to about $13 for gasoline. For over 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. And as a Bitcoin-preferred business, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts Brokerage today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. Reuters reports a raging California wildfire on Saturday became the state's third largest on record, with more devastation possible from a resurgence of the harsh winds that have fueled the deadly blaze since the beginning of the month. The so-called Thomas Fire has destroyed more than 1,000 structures, including about 750 homes in Southern California's coastal communities since erupting on December 4th, according to the State Department of Forestry and Fire Protection. The cause of the blaze is not yet known. Authorities described the current conditions, including returning winds and extremely low humidity as critical fire weather. Coastal Santa Barbara and more sparsely populated inland areas were of special concern. Mandatory evacuations were in place in several Santa Barbara County communities, including Carpinteria and Montecito and parts of Ventura County. An evacuation order for the city of Ventura, which was hit hard the first days of the fire, was lifted on Saturday morning. The cost of fighting the blaze has already reached $104 million, with more than 8,000 firefighters working around the clock and helicopters and airplanes dropping retardant on the flames. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.
An alarming new study finds that people suffering from stress-related disorders react poorly to being trapped in underwater elevators. A tired 398-month-old throws a tantrum, and a little clay thing is purchased at an arts festival. And now an eerily perfect recap of this week's news. The Catholic Church reversed its long-held stance against gay marriage this week after meeting Connecticut couple Tony and Craig. The vacationing pair dazzled the Pope and assorted clergy with their witty conversation and true loving affection for each other, leading Vatican officials to conclude that love is love and it's silly to put restrictions on it in this day and age. The Chinese people announced that they would be willing to forgive most of the United States' $1.16 trillion debt if Americans agreed to dress up in costumes and perform silly dances for them. Chinese officials encouraged U.S. citizens to wear sequined vests and prance around while slapping their big fat American tummies, promising that the more humiliating the performance, the more debt will be erased. In sports, NASCAR fans are deeply puzzled by a mysterious black family seen attending multiple races.
This is the Onion News Network.
Welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back.
All right. Welcome back here to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. We've been speaking with Mr. Pace Ellsworth from Helium, who's been telling us about his wonderful new investment firm, basically, where they invest, they use a bot rather than an actual human being to make investment decisions.
Yep. It's basically currency arbitrage.
Yeah. Now, we also have with us tonight, as always, Mr. Tom Gray and my other co-host, Miss Aria Demezio from the cryptocurrencycheck.org. And we're also joined tonight by Mr. Daryl W. Perry from Free Talk Live and DarylWPerry.com. So we've had a pretty interesting show so far, and I had an in-studio question. Do you personally, Pace, have a background in finance?
I do not have a background in finance, actually. Well, I could say I do have a slight one. I do have an insurance license for life insurance, and there are a lot of retirement options that are promoted through that. So I guess technically, yeah. I just never really used it because I as soon as I got it, I found out about automation and investment automation, and I focused on that.
Who taught the bot, so to speak?
I learned a lot of the initial strategies that we put into it from another automation system called CoolTrade, and they have a bot for the stock market. The stock market is intensely more regulated and complicated than the crypto world, so it was a much simpler effort to put something together for cryptos. So that's where it started, and then we just looked at that, and we looked at the pain points and the way that our new algorithm that goes between multiple currencies changes things, and we just added things over time. So it's been about 2 years.
Very cool, very cool. Tom, you got any questions over there, brother?
Well, first of all, Pace, are you any relation to James Ellsworth?
Probably. There aren't that many Ellsworths, but I don't know him personally.
Okay, only Daryl gets that joke.
He has no chin. Do you have a chin?
I've got a chin.
Okay.
Probably no relation.
No relation.
Well, my main question, because you're dealing with financials, is about security. Tell us, generally speaking, about what kind of cybersecurity you've got set up to protect people's money while it's moving around on Helium.
Well, the first layer of protection is Uphold, which is nice. They've got really good security. They're buttoned down really tight so that if they see any suspicious or unauthorized transaction, then they pause it and they investigate it. So they're really good. about protecting their system from attack. And then our system is buttoned down very, very tightly. We only have 5 devices that can connect to our database, and we have limited permissions through Uphold's API that we can do with people's money, so we can't just wreak havoc. So yeah, we try to limit the possible points of entry as much as possible, and we're going to try to do that more over time. I'm looking forward to the day that we can test this on like smart contracts, atomic swaps, really fancy crypto stuff that can make it so that it's basically impossible for anybody to take anything that's not theirs.
So smart contracts, that means that you do have some kind of an inclination to carry something like Verge or, I don't know, Zcash or Zencash? Yeah,
I'm totally in favor of anything that would take us in that direction of more privacy. My goal eventually would be to have it be completely anonymous and completely certified cryptographically, so that nobody could take anything that's not theirs, like I said, and there aren't so many fingers in the pie, because when you have something that's connected to the banking system, and this isn't something that necessarily the masses would get into too quickly, but eventually maybe things will go that direction, and we're talking years down the road. But yeah, it'd be really good if we didn't have to deal with the banking industry or with the government process. So yeah, I'm looking forward to those days.
Very cool.
So speaking of the banking industry and also the government, for the one person in the room who actually pays taxes, which is me, you know what? Are you subject to any kind of government reporting, because you're not just dealing with cryptocurrency, you are dealing with fiat currency, so there is a taxation question in my mind. Fiat, the dollar is treated differently from crypto.
Yeah, good question. Sorry. One of the misconceptions in the crypto space is that if you don't use fiats during the transaction, then it's not taxable. If you make any gain in anything, if you buy some dirt and sell it for a higher price, then you've made a capital gain. And exactly. So the IRS is going to say, if they can find out about it, they'll tax you on it. So
if you do a barter to where I cut your grass, you feed me supper, at the end of the year, we each have to figure out what was the capital gain or the capital loss of that barter. What was the value of that barter? The federal government wants to know all of it. They even have in their instructions.
If they could figure it out and it was worth it for them to enforce it, then they would totally want to know.
They even have in their instructions for, I think it's line 21 of the 1040, to include income from illegal activities.
Yeah, it's really fun.
You'd be surprised how much money they bring in on that.
Quickly answer the question there. If right now we're not currently reporting gains to the IRS. We've only been in business live since our live event on November 1st for just 10 weeks now. So it's not been too long. We're probably going to be asked by the IRS to report people's gains for in 2019 for the 2018 tax year. So we're probably going to have to do something then. But yeah, for now, what we're going to do for everybody that wants to keep compliant, we're going to provide the list of transactions, balloon history, the raw gain that they have at the end of the year. So we'll make sure that everybody has all the information that they need to put on their taxes.
I'm sorry, I'm reading this tax law that says that if you steal property in a tax year, you have to report the fair market value of that property which you have stolen.
What's funny? What's funny is the FBI has seized Bitcoin from a number of exchanges and things like that. Somebody was asking if they could write off the loss, and I'm like, why don't you just write it down as taxes paid?
Yes, right? Okay, look at this. It says, if you steal property, you must report its fair market value in your income in the year you steal it, unless in the same year you return it to its rightful owner, in which time the rightful owner must pay property taxes on its value instead.
But if you call it a loan, then it's not a problem. You're not taxed on it. If you call it insurance proceeds,
well, you're taxed
you're not
differently,
taxed on
but
it.
yeah, you're taxed a different way. But yeah.
Yeah. So
if you receive a
very
bribe, you must include it as a part of your income of your other income.
That's to make sure Congress pays taxes.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, long story short, it's not a happy question, but it's something that we'll make easy for users, as easy as we can.
Well, I'm not usually the one who makes the show happy anyway, so that's okay. Those were the two big ones that I had, because as far as, I mean, the way you've explained it and looking at the interface, it's more self-explanatory and a lot closer to entry level than a lot of the crypto stuff that we do feature on the show. And that's certainly to your credit.
Thank you. Yeah, that's what we're looking forward to. We're looking forward to getting it far and wide.
All right. So if we want to invest in Helium, where do we go?
Go to helium.com, and or also if you want to use Daryl Perry's link, you can go to helium.fppradio.com. And it's very easy to set up a referral link. So once we sponsor the show, we'll set one up for the show too.
Very cool. Thank you very much for coming on with us here to the Call to Freedom. Pace Ellsworth from Helium. Hope to have you on after we move to primetime after the first of the year. Thanks for coming out. All right. When we get back here, we'll be on to the Libertarian Drama of the Week on Call to Freedom.
Hi, this is Mark Edge of Free Talk Live. Michael W. Dean's book, User's Manual for the Human Experience, changed my life. In a culture that attempts to turn you into a compliant victim, this book gives you implementable steps on everything from how to be aware of your environment, walking down the street, to business, to how to handle a toxic person in your life. If you're a human, you need to read this book at least once. Go to Amazon and get the Kindle version, or paperback, or an audiobook of A User's Manual for the Human Experience.
On Free Talk Live, we're bringing people to the ideas of liberty every day. From wrestling superstars like Glenn Jacobs.
You guys really are having an impact, I believe. Like I said, a lot of where I am now is due to listening to Free Talk Live. You changed my mind on some very important issues years ago.
To random people tuning in on the radio.
I was kind of stuck in the left-right paradigm. I heard your show by chance on a Saturday night. From there, I went on, joined the Free State Project, and become an amplifier. So, I mean, that's really the reason why I amp is because I know that if it wasn't for you guys being on as many stations as you are, I never would have found the ideas of liberty.
Your amp will directly change more lives by getting Free Talk Live in front of people looking for talk radio online and on the air. When you amp Free Talk Live, you get perks like access to the AMP-only Facebook group and AMP podcast. Visit amp.freetalklive.com.
LRN.FM is proud to announce our official listening apps for Android and iOS devices. Now you can easily tune into our streams anywhere, anytime on your smartphone or tablet. Just visit apps.lrn.fm or search for LRN.FM in the Android or Apple app stores. Please download, rate us 5 stars, then share the link on your social media and let your friends and family know how you're listening to LRN.FM. Download it now, free at apps.lrn.fm.
My name is Jacob Hornberger. I'm president of the Future of Freedom Foundation, which Congressman Ron Paul awarded for having an outstanding freedom website. Write us at fff@fff.org, and we'll send you a free 3-month subscription to our monthly journal of libertarian essays and our booklet, Economic Liberty in the Constitution, which George Mason University economics professor Walter Williams praised in a recent column. That's fff@fff.org.
There are lots of ways to listen to Free Talk Live. Our podcast has been around since podcasts began, and now the FTL feed is loaded with content besides our full show archives. Did you know that we make it easy for you to customize your podcast subscriptions? We have different feeds, one that includes only our full shows, one with just the Daily Digest, and one with just the Edgington Post. You decide what you listen to. It's quick and easy to customize your feeds at feeds.freetalklive.com. That's feeds.freetalklive.com. The Free State Project has reached its goal of 20,000 liberty lovers who've pledged to move to New Hampshire and get active to achieve liberty in our lifetime. Perhaps you're trying to figure out what part of New Hampshire should be your destination. If so, consider Keene. You'll find more than 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com. Keene is famous for its historic, publicity-generating activism, as well as being the liberty media capital of the world. It's home to freekeene.com, New Hampshire's destination for liberty activism, news, and opinion. For years, we've been compiling over 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com, where you'll learn about some of what's happening here and what makes Keene a great place to live. If you love liberty, you'll probably enjoy anywhere you end up in the Shire. But do your due diligence first. Please visit move.freekeene.com for the full list of over 150 reasons to move to Keene. That's move.freekeene.com.
Help get LRN.FM into more ears. Visit promote.lrn.fm for a free bumper sticker, flyers, banners, graphics, and more. Promote.lrn.fm.
So you're...
Here on the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. I am your host, as always, Will Coley, broadcasting live from our Liberty studio here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire, our wonderful little crypto community where you can go and get a cheeseburger and some poutine with some Dash, or go get your car fixed with some Bitcoin. So, and literally, you can go get your transmission rebuilt with some Bitcoin around here. It's wonderful. Joined by my co-hosts, as always, Mr. Tom Gray and Miss Aria Demizio from cryptocurrencycheck.org. And, well, folks, as always, on the second half of the show, it is time for everybody's favorite. Woohoo! Oh, goodness gracious.
Oh, no!
I did. I'm sorry, Tom.
That's better.
The Libertarian Drama of the Week.
This is MacDonald Carey, and these are the days of our lives.
Well, Tom, this week it is your story. So go ahead, Tom, and take it away.
Our loyal listeners may recall that on a previous Libertarian Drama of the Week, we took aim at one Anson Knowles, a former Libertarian candidate for school board from somewhere in Alabama. I forget where now. Also used to have a Facebook page, Anson Knowles, Libertarian. Sometime during the election cycle, Anson took it under advisement that he should start spamming every single Alabama libertarian and liberty-oriented group with pro-Roy Moore propaganda. He became basically the unofficial chairman of Libertarians for Roy Moore in Alabama. He changed his name from Anson Knowles Libertarian to Anson Knowles Libertarian Republican. He went on a hate campaign against Ron Bishop, who was the Libertarian candidate for Senate in Alabama, as did, in fact, several other people, both within the LP itself and the Liberty movement, basically saying that Ron Bishop's campaign was nothing but a sham and a Democratic plant to try to get Roy Moore elected and all these other nonsensical things. Well, I would like to tell you exactly how butthurt Anson is over the fact that Roy Moore managed to get beat by a Democrat in Alabama, a state that Donald Trump won with 63% of the vote less than a year ago. I'd love to tell you exactly how butthurt Mr. Knowles is, except the day of the election, not after the day of the election. After the votes were tallied, he deleted everything, like everything. He deleted all his tweets, he deleted his Facebook page, his personal page is on lockdown. I can't even find the last recording from the radio hour that he does there locally in whatever part of Bum Station, Alabama he's from. This seems to be the general response from the Libertarians for Roy Moore movement who have now cast themselves to the dustbin of history, which is where they belonged in the first place, as Roy Moore was in absolutely no way, shape, or form a lover of any form of freedom.
20,000 votes for a football coach, man. 20,000 votes for a football coach. I don't think that's ever happened in history, that it wasn't an actual football coach that was running for the office.
We don't know. I don't think Alabama actually counts those write-in votes. I imagine
No. The stories that I saw were like 20,000 votes for Nick Saban was the reason why Roy Moore. No. There were actual.
That was satire. That's the total number. No, that 20,000 is the total number of write-in votes across the state.
Well,
they don't even count them.
There was like 9,000 for the Libertarian candidate. There was like 9,000 for the Libertarian candidate or something I heard, and that was it.
Now, that might be about right. But what's funny about that is, like I said, usually they don't really count those with any accuracy unless it's going to swing the outcome of the election. And in this case, they were already sharpening their knives to say, oh, it was the Libertarians' fault that he lost. Oh, those darned Libertarians handed the seat to a darn Democrat, Mr. Abortion Jones, as they call him.
Were the reason Hillary lost? Were the reason Roy Moore lost? I mean, if you got to blame me.
But we're not.
If you're going to blame me for something, blame me for something that I'm not happy about. Not be like, so you're the reason why Obama won. I mean, that I'd be like, well, I don't know. Who was he running against? Like, who was the bigger enemy of freedom? Then again,
I've always loved
John
McCain.
Yeah.
We found out tomato. We didn't know at the time.
Both obsolete, and they change all the elections, right, Arya?
Yeah, exactly. And
your vote doesn't matter. Exactly.
Like, you're just going to throw
votes
away
for
your
third
vote
party
on a third-party candidate. You threw the election voting for a third-party candidate. Make up your mind, man.
It's like, no, I'm not throwing away my vote on anything. I'm using it to piss you off and still not vote for somebody I hate.
What was the vote spread? What was the vote spread? Like, how many votes did Roy Moore lose by? It was more than 20,000 votes.
Oh, it was over 60,000 votes.
Yeah, so
and here's
all the independent votes could have went to one candidate and it wouldn't have mattered at all.
Exactly. Here's the thing. Basically, the Democrat in that race got almost all of the votes that went to Hillary in the general election last year. The difference was that, like, 20%, well, yeah, 20. He had a 20-point drop, Roy Moore did, between how many votes he got and how many votes Trump got. That's pretty... Oh, there he goes.
There we go.
Oh, no.
Salute.
The poor baby. Poor babies.
Our salute to the Roy Moore Libertarians.
Do you need a bottle? We need to make sure it's soy formula because, they got a gluten problem or something. Little snowflake. Poor little snowflake. Are you not going to concede yet? He's not even conceding the race. Oh, you just can't concede the race. Oh, Oh, what's that? You're waiting for God to speak. You're going to cry till God speaks. Well, God spoke, baby. God spoke, and Roy Moore lost. Because God does not like pedophiles. I mean, that's in your holy book, too, isn't it? Will, it's in mine. I know it's in mine.
Well, what I think
we got this on lockdown.
Like, these are the same people. These are the same people that 5 minutes ago were like, if you make gay marriage legal, then there'll be people trying to marry 7-year-olds, trying to sleep. People want to screw a fetus. Well,
the bad news is Roy Moore doesn't have anything else to do besides stalk teenagers.
Republicans are all about projection, and everybody knows it. All right, when we get back here on the Call to Freedom, there is an interesting development to go along with this Roy Moore story and the Roy Moore Libertarians. We'll cover that when we get back here on the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
When I sing them lonesome songs, I can tell by the way I feel.
This is Michael Dean from the Freedom Fiends. I've run websites since 1996 and have used over a dozen web hosts in that time. AgristHosting.com is the only one that hasn't broken my heart. Agrist Hosting's uptime and service is stellar, and their DDoS mitigation is the best I've seen. That's important because if you tell the truth in this world, you'll ruffle feathers. And some people will try dirty tricks to silence your voice. No matter what the haters hit us with, Agrist Hosting keeps our websites online. If you have a mission-critical commercial presence or a world-changing activism site, you cannot tolerate any skullduggery. So go with agristhosting.com. Have a WordPress or blog site, but you're not satisfied with performance or uptime? Or just want raw hosting? Want to pay with Bitcoin? Agrist Hosting specializes in high-performance hosting with personalized service. Go to agristhosting.com and click on the button that says Get Hosted. That's agristhosting.com.
Radio is the most personal of mediums. I exist right now in your head. If you listen to Free Talk Live regularly, you know me. Free Talk Live is on more than 160 radio stations around the U.S. and has been downloaded on every continent around the world. Hundreds of thousands of listeners with ad packages from $600 a month to $6,000 a month. Imagine what we can do for your business, project, website, or idea. Email me, mark@freetalklive.com.
Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm.
Did you know you can get news updates about what's happening with the Liberty Radio Network delivered in the way you prefer? You can sign up for our email updates at updates.lrn.fm. Plus, you can stay in the loop by joining our Facebook profile at facebook.lrn.fm or follow us at Twitter at twitter.lrn.fm. It's all free, so sign up now at updates.lrn.fm for news updates delivered to your email box, facebook.lrn.fm to follow our Facebook page, and twitter.lrn.fm to receive our tweets.
Are you a helpless moron perplexed by the world? Wish there was a device that enabled you to consult the Onion Book of Known Knowledge anytime, anywhere? Then you need the Bookbjorn, the amazing new wearable invention that makes you and the Onion Book of Known Knowledge inseparable. Never again be stumped by the panoply of bizarre objects filling your field of vision. Never take it off. Never be without it. All this for just 4 easy payments of $39.93. The Bookbjorn. The Bookbjorn. And if you call now, you'll receive the special page-turning wand. Turn pages with the greatest of ease. The special reading light to wrench knowledge from utter darkness. The book umbrella to protect the Onion Book of Known Knowledge's precious pages from the elements. Bookbjorn. This $800 value can be yours today. Send a check or money order to the Bookbjorn, care of the Zwiebel Center for Knowledge Studies, 15 Zwiebel Way, Macau, China. Do not hesitate. Buy now. The Bookbjorn.
This is the Liberty Radio Network, broadcasting the latest liberty-oriented audio content 24 hours a day at LRN.FM.
Don't tell and it don't tell ain't be. Never come looking for Opie and me. Tell 'em we're dead, tell 'em we're gone. Me and Opie down by the duck pond. Well, Goober brought down some homegrown hay, hit me upside the head and never felt that way. Ain't B said we'd be in Dutch if the sheriff ever caught us smoking that stuff.
All right, we're back here on the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. Broadcasting live from our Liberty studio here in our beautiful crypto community of Keene, New Hampshire. Move on up here. Come on now. You know you want to. Come help us in our efforts to spread cryptocurrency as, a means of payment. We've got tons and tons of businesses around here. We're able to go, if we wanted to, we could go to a different restaurant every day of the week and spin cryptocurrencies. Come up here and be a part of that. You can spin Dash. I mean, you can go right next door to my house and buy a soda pop and a sweater if you wanted to for Bitcoin Cash, for Verge, for Bitcoin Gold even. Though it's crap. So, I mean, why would you not want to be a part of that? So come on up here and join our cryptocurrency community. Be a part of the New Hampshire Liberty migration that's been going on for the last few years. I finally got lucky enough to have the opportunity to do so. Aria hopefully will be joining us soon. And when Tom retires, maybe we'll actually get to see him as well. But I'm joined as...
Retirement, what's that?
Right. I'm joined by my normal co-host, as always, Mr. Tom Gray, and Miss Aria DiMezio from the cryptocurrencycheck.org. And we've been talking about this story with the Fakertarians who were all in love with Mr. Roy Moore. And sure enough, we got them doing it again. What are they doing? Crying. They are crying like absolute babies. Why? Why? Well, did you know somebody threatened me? Somebody threatened me. Somebody said they want to hurt me. I'm a big, bad libertarian. I have a house full of guns. I'm so scared. Somebody said something mean to me. Words hurt. Stop. Fresh off the press from Dramatarians, we got here says pro-Trump Roy Moore Fakertarian outlet The Liberty Conservative claims that the son of Libertarian Party gubernatorial hopeful has sent the Liberty Conservative contributor Shane Trejo repeated threats. Ironic twist, Gillino's father sought to remove infamous Libertarian Party stripper, the naked, fat, red-bearded man himself, Mr. James Weeks, from the Michigan LP. So, libertarians, I think I just made up a new word. Libertarians in the Liberty
really
Conservative. It's fitting, is it not? They're definitely authoritarians in libertarian clothing. Are now crying over BS, and please provide us with some kind of proof that someone made a threat. Please email it to me at muslimsforliberty@yahoo.com. Go right ahead, send the email out, or call us on the LRN studio line right now, LRN.FM, and show us some evidence that there was some kind of a threat made, because I am calling BS on this one. I'm sorry.
Calling you out!
All right, well, moving on to a little more cryptocurrency-related stuff. I got here Bitcoin news from today. It says the most pointless cryptocurrency tokens ever invented. As the headline here by Kai Sedgwick says, just as Satoshi's vision wasn't 1,000 Bitcoin forks, the vision of Ethereum founder Vitalik Buterin wasn't to decentralize the parenting industry. This year, an avalanche of ridiculous ERC20 tokens have been issued that take vaporware to the next level. From bananas on the blockchain to smart contract-based tombstones. These are the most pointless cryptocurrency tokens ever issued. ICO Alert is a gold mine of ridiculous token-based projects. And by gold mine, read excruciating well of despair. There aren't enough face palms to include all the inane and insane tokenized offerings to be found on its pages. To save you from plummeting down the rabbit hole of no return, we've done the dirty work for you and rounded up a small selection from Token Hell. Speaking of dirty work, the first entry on our list is Dirty Coin. Fast and discreet way to pleasure. It's white paper. Oh, yes. It has a white paper. Without a trace of
Why's it got to be a
iron.
white paper?
Right.
If it was going to succeed, it should have had,
well, by this
a black
point, it's
paper,
probably
an
a
Asian
sticky
paper.
spotted paper. Says, quote, in an atmosphere of increasing belief in quick profits, currencies that rely on gimmicks for their success are then abandoned. Dirty Coin will be the first cryptocurrency used for the adult industry and the escort industry and for other means of pleasure. Ooh, bow, chicka, wow, wow. Anyway, so what on earth, Aria? Can you protect me from this? Can cryptocurrency protect? Can cryptocurrency check protect me from ending up getting involved in something like, hey diddle coin?
Well, ideally, definitely. That's half of the site's goal is to check out ICOs as they're happening and make people aware of them so that they don't end up buying crap like Putin coin and things like that are never going to go anywhere and that are just going to vanish within a year or two. But there are so many, and that's really a problem. And it's not just the Ethereum tokens, although there were tens of thousands of them. Parity has made it so simple that in 5 minutes I could have created another and added to the mess. Most of these released with no white paper, no idea, no anything behind them. And Bitcoin Silver is probably the best example I've ever seen because it wasn't a Bitcoin fork. It was an Ethereum token. Just blatantly trying to cash in on the popularity of Bitcoin Gold. And as Bitcoin continues to fork and all of these other cryptocurrencies begin to take off and lose value, everybody wants to buy a coin that's going to get them 100,000 tokens for $1 and thinking, oh, it might shoot up to $1,000 like Dash did. So there's so much incentive there for people to initiate these scams.
Now your website is all you didn't do an ICO in order to fund the creation of this. You just decided, you know what, instead of creating my own crap coin, I'm going to just create a community-based rating system, basically, for cryptocurrencies and ICO tokens. And you need volunteers to make sure to make this work in a meaningful way, correct?
Oh, yes, absolutely. I mean, because as I said, there are so many. I think I've gone through about 12 now, but I have to check out the white paper, the ones that actually bother to do a white paper anyway. Check out their websites, attempt to reach the developers and all of that kind of thing. So, I mean, it's an intensive process to really check out a coin and then condense all of that information into a readable page, post it. It takes some time.
And that also takes money as well. It takes time, takes money. Well, because, I mean, your time is money. You work in an industry where you are, you're your own boss, and your time is valuable. And you having to invest your time into this, and other people having to do so. I mean, it's a great act of charity, and you know what? I think that cryptocurrencycheck.org is something you should go out and check out. We'll be back here on the Call to Freedom. We're going to continue on with our cryptocurrency news for this week. We're going to be talking about Bitcoin's a Ponzi scheme, according to The Hill.
This Your Family Today tip is brought to you by Nestle Toll House Refrigerated Cookie Dough. Who would you bake some love for? Find fun and easy baking ideas at tollhouse.com. Kids love doing arts and crafts projects, especially when you join in. Try channeling all that artistic energy into the kitchen and bake up some creative treats together. Think of your art supplies as the frosting, sprinkles, and decorating gels, and use cookies or cupcakes as your canvas. For more tips like these, visit us at parenthood.com/yourfamilytoday.
Since time began, tyrants have taken aim at personal liberties. Now there's a movie that aims back.
The government has no more right to tell us what to put in our bodies than they have to take our guns or tell us what books we can read.
6 drug police were eaten by bears while raiding a marijuana farm.
On your knees, you dirty hippies! Jesus. On your knees!
What's the problem, officer?
Today, many cops who enforce pot laws do so only because it provides them with cushy jobs, good benefits, and a chance to push people around.
I was an undercover narcotics officer. The drug war is nothing but a farce.
The Second Amendment says you got to keep you and your gat intact.
Guns and Weed, The Road to Freedom. A film by Michael W. Dean and Nima Vadadi.
DVD available now at gunsandweed.com or on Amazon. That's gunsandweed.com. Makes the perfect gift. Remember, that's gunsandweed.com.
Imagine someone in your community getting in their car, turning on the radio, and hearing the Liberty Radio Network. You can make that vision a reality with your own micro radio station. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how you can put our programs on the air in your area. You can have LRN.FM running around the clock, and you can even add in your own local shows. Building a radio station is simple, but programming isn't. That's where LRN.FM comes in. Learn more at broadcast.lrn.fm. That's broadcast.lrn.fm.
What do you shop for that you could otherwise buy at Amazon? Pretty much everything, right? Amazon has competitive pricing and they deliver, and that's a big plus. If you could plan ahead in your shopping, would you be interested in saving up to 33%? There's a catch. You have to do your shopping in Bitcoin, but imagine those savings. It's like a huge raise. All you have to do is go to saveitpurse.com. We've saved thousands, and you can too. Plan ahead and save. Saveitpurse.com.
The three most important things you can do for LRN.FM are: 1. Let your friends know you're listening to LRN.FM on your social networking profile. 2. Buy the things you buy online through shop.lrn.fm. 3. Give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm. It's my firm belief that the AMP program is the best use of your charitable dollar among liberty-oriented groups. Support all your favorite organizations, but make sure you give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm.
A congressman recently revealed that legislation totaling 2,900 pages and involving more than $1 trillion was available to members of Congress for less than 48 hours to study and consider. That's over 60 pages of legislation per hour. Do you think anyone read the entire bill? I'm Jim Babka with DownsizeDC.org. Consider a proposal buried in a 3,200-page, $388 billion bill, which would have empowered committee chairmen or their agents to examine Americans' tax returns. When this horrible provision came to light, no one claimed to know how it got into the bill. One congressman questioned said, "I didn't write it, I didn't approve it, I wasn't even consulted." If your attorney represented you this way, he might be disbarred. But this is how Congress represents you every day. That's why DownsizeDC.org has created the Read the Bills Act. You can force Congress to read their bills before they pass them at DownsizeDC.org.
You can sign up to receive the latest about the Liberty Radio Network via our email updates at updates.lrn.fm. That's updates.lrn.fm.
Here on the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. Last segment of this wonderful live 2-hour broadcast we've had tonight. We spoke with one of the developers of Helium, an investment currency investment firm that I really want to get them on as sponsors of the show when we come back at the beginning of the year. I think that their whole get everybody involved, making it so easily accessible for like my dad, my 83-year-old dad, can invest in cryptocurrencies through Helium and make a profitable investment. And that is just exactly right up the alley for the kind of show in general that we're trying to put together. And I mean, Helium's message and Vertcoin's message kind of match up almost identically. I think it would be a match made in heaven. So I'm really stoked about that. But, I've got this story here, guys. It's from Bert Eli with the Hill. And, it's an opinion, and you know what they say about opinions. It says here, At its root, Bitcoin is a Ponzi scheme, and it'll stay afloat as long as enough people buy the fiction that Bitcoin represents real value. All other cyber currencies are Ponzi
It's working
schemes.
so pretty well for the dollar so far.
All other cyber
That's how the
currencies
dollar stayed
are
afloat for
Ponzi
a long time.
All other cyber currencies are Ponzi schemes too, except arguably initial coin offerings funding actual business startups. Ponzi schemes promise investors
literally the opposite
returns above what real investments yield. But Bitcoin doesn't promise that. Like no one at Bitcoin, when Satoshi Nakamoto never promised anything for investors because it was never meant to be an investment. So how can something that was never, it's almost like this guy has absolutely no clue what he's talking about. Ding, ding, ding.
Imagine that.
For real. I mean, an opinion from the Hill that has not a clue what Bitcoin even is. Like the whole point was to decentralize currency, not for it to become some kind of amazing investment. No cryptocurrency exists because they want to be an amazing investment. When I speak to the developers at Vertcoin or at Verge or Netcoin or any of these other coins, when you ask them, so what's your purpose? Like, why? What do you want? They don't say, oh, well, we want to be $10,000 each, and we want to promise investors this, and that if they give money for our coin, that they'll get these kinds of. Like, you never hear that. Like, never, ever, ever. I went in and talked to try to talk to miners.
It's a sure sign that you're dealing with a scam.
Exactly, and people in the crypto industry know that. It's almost like this guy has no clue what he's talking about. Or how about
I want to make sure I understood you correctly. He said that ICOs are not the Ponzi schemes.
That is correct.
But the cryptocurrencies are?
Yes. Even though the ICOs actually are making a promise of a return, and currencies don't. Currencies aren't promising returns. They're promising all these other things. Like when I go to Verge and I say, hey, Verge, I'm an in-person, I want to get into cryptocurrencies. What can you do for me? Verge isn't going to pitch me their great investment value, which, by the way, Verge is a great investment. Verge, they're not going to pitch me that, though. They're going to pitch me the security that's been written into Verge. They're going to pitch me the quickness of the transactions. That's what they're going to pitch to me. They're not going to tell me, oh, well, if you invest in Verge, you'll make $10,000 in 3 days. Like they're not doing that. So how you could even allege that cryptocurrencies are a Ponzi scheme, some of them may be, like Bitcoin Silver could be a Ponzi scheme. Bitcoin Platinum and all of these could possibly be Ponzi schemes. But real Bitcoin.
A lot of these ICOs will create like 500,000 or 5 million tokens, and they'll hold on to 4 million of them and only sell 1 million of them.
Well, okay, now listen to this.
When all those people drive up the value, yeah, it's certainly a Ponzi scheme.
Now listen to this, okay? It says all Ponzi schemes eventually collapse, of course, when sufficient amounts can no longer be raised from new investors to pay off earlier investors. The same will occur with Bitcoin and all other cyber currencies, except perhaps the ICOs. Investors will pull back from buying cyber currencies, causing their prices to begin a sustained decline. That downward spiral will accelerate as cyber currency investors try to bail out before prices plunge even more. As one sports radio commentator I heard recently sagely observe,
Sports radio, I tell you.
Right? Cyber currencies are, quote, imaginary money. That reality will become readily evident as cyber currencies prices approach zero. Even Bitcoin.
You heard it on sports radio. It must be true.
Even the dominant cyber currency, Bitcoin, it accounted for $278 billion of the, or almost 2/3, the $445 billion market value of all cyber currencies at noon Monday Eastern Time. It will not be immune to this wipeout. Worse, a sharp drop in Bitcoin's price could easily trigger the collapse of all cyber currency prices. Holy crap, it's almost like this guy oh my God. Oh, wow. I think I literally just had a freaking aneurysm. Because it's so funny to me because I am one of these investors that they're talking about, and like I love to invest my money in cryptocurrencies that have really cool things that they are pushing. Like Vertcoin pushes the decentralization of mining, and Verge pushes high security barriers and secret transactions and stuff like that. So like these are things like secrecy and privacy are important to me. So I invest my money in these coins. Why? Because I want to use them. I want to be able to use them to purchase goods. And I encourage, like I bought a hat with Vertcoin. Why? Because I went to the guy that was selling the hats and I was like, hey man, I want to buy the hat, but I want to use Vertcoin. Will you take it? And he was like, yeah, sure. I'll put a new thing on my thing and we'll start accepting Vertcoins. So I got a hat for Vertcoin. Why? Because I want to support Vertcoin. And the best way to support Vertcoin isn't by buying 10,000 coins, though that's good for Vertcoin. It's by using it, because the more it's used, the more value it is to the market in general. Other people may be buying because of the investment, but most of the people in the cryptocurrency space today are buying because they believe in cryptocurrencies as a value, as something on a philosophical level or an ideological level, I would say. Most of your serious people in the industry today feel that way about Bitcoin, not investment strategies. There are people getting into the market that are like that. I don't think that's your average person. Aria, you've been around the crypto markets for a while, like myself. What do you think?
I think that there's a growing tendency to view cryptocurrencies as stocks.
Yeah.
Like this guy is doing. And that's causing people to get into it for the wrong reason.
Well, some of us I'm honest about the fact that I treat them kind of like stocks. I have like a certain amount that I will leave in each currency that I support a lot, and then I have another amount that I move around to make profits with. And
sure.
What I'm noticing as far as the trends in the market are literally the exact opposite of what this guy's saying. When Bitcoin prices start plummeting, the prices of other currencies actually start going up because the day traders are bailing out. The people who aren't totally devoted, the hardcore hodlers, those people who are holding. But everybody else, the day traders that are just jumping in and out of currencies to make money, they're all bailing like mad.
Like Helium does for them automatically.
Exactly. And what happens is you have another currency that everybody starts jumping into, and that one starts going up. Like when Verge started crashing the other day, I was like, you know what? I'll throw it in library credits. And sure enough, it was everybody else had the same idea. And all of a sudden, library credits go from 30 cents to 48 cents. And it's just as a hold. So, all right, guys. Well, we will not be broadcasting live next week on Christmas Eve. We're going to give Tom and Aria the night off. But we will be back on New Year's Eve here on the Call to Freedom. It'll be just a crazy night. There'll be music and partying, and maybe we'll have some guests drop in. You come in, join us, 10 p.m., our last nighttime Sunday night episode, New Year's Eve, here on the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. All right.
Why did you move to the Shire?
I moved here to the Shire because there's other people around who take liberty just as seriously as I do.
I moved to the Shire because I saw videos of people challenging authority and thought that I could get support myself. It called to me, like, do this right now.
I wanted to be around people like me who got it. And once I got here, I knew there was nowhere else that I wanted to be.
I've always wanted to change the world. So I moved to the Shire to join people who were actually working towards doing the same thing.
The people here are awesome, loving, and positive. It was for the adventure and for the feeling of something important is happening here. And I just wanted to come to sort of be part of that.
Visit ShireSociety.com to read and sign the Shire Society Declaration and learn the reasons why, if you love liberty, you should immigrate to the Shire. Plus, add yourself to the Shire map at ShireSociety.com. That's ShireSociety.com. Did you know we've taken our LRN.FM telephone listen line to a new level with the LRN.FM audio on demand line? Now you can call 712-770-8447 anytime and listen to LRN.FM's live feed. And you can listen to a bunch of our original shows on demand. Long distance fees may apply. Just dial 712-770-8447 and choose from the menu. 712-770-8447.
Looking for a great real estate investment? Consider New Hampshire, which is ground zero for the Liberty Movement. Your first call should be to Mark Worden from Porcupine Real Estate. He's more than just a real estate agent. He's your New Hampshire concierge. Where are the best places to live? Do you want farm, city, the burbs, or forest? Do you want a duplex or multifamily building so that renters pay your mortgage? There are homes in all price ranges in New Hampshire, and Mark can help with financing too. Invest in Liberty and property. Mark Worden can help.
PorcupineRealEstate.com.
This is the Liberty Radio Network, broadcasting the latest liberty-oriented audio content 24 hours a day at LRN.FM.
So the protection of life, liberty, and property is what the Free State Project is all about. But it's an effort to move 20,000 people who understand.
It's about demonstrating to the entire country
that, yeah, we can have a free market, a truly free market.
Making it just a freer, great place to live.
It's the world's largest voluntarist libertarian community, and it's only getting bigger.
That's amazing, to be able to move to a place where other people passionately believe in being free and independent.
What the Free State Project is managing to do, though, is to put their money where their mouth is. It's physically getting up across the country and saying, let's go someplace and let's demonstrate the power of these ideas. There's a lot of kind of philosophy that surrounds liberty. There's a lot of thinking about it and talking about it. But here in New Hampshire, people are doing it.
101 Reasons Liberty Lives in New Hampshire, a documentary by Free State Project Early Movers. Watch it free at 101reasonsfilm.com. 101reasonsfilm.com.
Did you know you can listen to LRN.FM via our free-to-air satellite channels? We have channels over nearly all of North America and much of Africa. All you need is an affordable receiver and a dish as small as 30 inches. There are no monthly fees. Learn more at sat.lrn.fm. Plus, if you are a broadcaster or want to be one, this is a good delivery method for our content. See our coverage maps and get details at sat.lrn.fm. That's sat.lrn.fm. sat.lrn.fm.
Are you tired of governments murdering people around the world? Stop using their money. There is an alternative. Bitcoin is a stateless, free market, non-political currency. Bitcoin cannot be inflated or controlled by any government. By using their money, you are helping the state. Stop doing it. You have an incredible alternative available now. Learn it, use it, spread it. Get started with Bitcoin at bitcoin.com. That's bitcoin.com.
What's up next? Visit the Liberty Radio Network program guide to find out at shows.lrn.fm. That's shows.lrn.fm. The latest edition of the Anarchopreneur is next on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM. Get more at NathanFraserShow.com.
Nathan Fraser Show, episode number 82. Dustin Belvin joins us to talk about what works and what doesn't with Facebook ads.
Let me ask you something. Haven't you ever been tempted to just break the rules and finally
get back at my big faceless corporate bosses for making me feel so small and insignificant?
Look at this, Marge. $58 and all of it profit. I'm the smartest businessman in the world.
Government can print money, but it's the entrepreneurs who really make the money.
Why don't you guys just make your cars cleaner and nicer and try to be better to your customers so that you can compete with Handy Car's popularity in the marketplace?
Shut up and take my money.
Free Market Squad, back up in the place to be. Thank you for taking a half hour or however long this takes out of your week to hang with me. I'm Nathan Fraser, the high priest of propaganda, your host with the Hero Complex. And today I am joined by Dustin Belvin of Jumpstart Marketing. Dustin is a phenomenal guy, and I'm popping his podcast cherry today on the air, so you guys all get to join in and be voyeurs, or I don't know what the term for an audio voyeur is, but you guys and girls and attack helicopters, y'all get to join me and Dustin Belvin on Dustin's very first podcast, and first appearance right here on the Nathan Frazier Show. Dustin, welcome to the BYO Boss Podcast. How you doing, man?
Dude, I'm doing great. Thanks for having me, man. I've been listening to this for a while, and I'm super excited to get on here and talk to you, bro.
Nice. I'm excited to have you. We've got like a colleague relationship. Plus, I'm a big fan of what you're doing with your Facebook group, Jumpstart Marketing. So later on in the show, I definitely want to let people know about how they can get in touch with you, how they can join your community, because I think you do a phenomenal job of running your Facebook group. But today, I wanted to have you on because you kind of came onto the scene and you just kind of hit the ground running. You're causing a lot of commotion. You're getting a lot of really positive results for your clients. And one of the places where I see you just excelling is in Facebook ads. So I'm going to preface this by saying I started using Facebook ads maybe more than 3 years ago. And when I first got into Facebook ads, it was so easy. Like they allowed a lot of different targeting that they don't allow now. And the marketplace wasn't nearly as flooded. It wasn't as saturated. And I remember selling t-shirts when Facebook ads first became available to the average user. I remember selling t-shirts on it, and I would put in $5, $10, $15 into advertising and be able to pull out $300-$400 in t-shirt sales. And then maybe about a year and a half ago, everything sort of started to change, and it went from being able to pull out $300 or $400 off of a $10 or $15 investment to pulling maybe $60 off of a $10 or a $15 investment. And the landscape has changed since then, and low ticket items, I've not been able to have the same success. High ticket items, I'm still able to get a return on investment, but low ticket items, it doesn't seem like it's the same. It doesn't seem like the playing field is the same that it used to be. And so I've kind of steered away from Facebook ads, but you are still doing Facebook ads for your clients. You're killing it. And so that's why I wanted to have you on, because you're doing something successful that I'm not being able to be successful at right now. So I don't know really where to go from there, other than I wanted to give you, that's why I wanted to have you on, but I also wanted to give you a second to introduce yourself to my listeners, let people know who Dustin Belvin is and what it is that you do for people.
Hell yeah, man. Well, as you said, I'm Dustin Belvin from Jumpstart Marketing. I basically just teach people how to learn marketing really quickly. You know, the end result of that is learning Facebook ads. And you're not wrong, bro. It has changed a lot. I mean, even I've only been doing this for like a little over a year, but it's like the main thing I've been doing, right? And it has changed a lot even in the past year. Like they take those targeting options away all the time. And the price is, slowly going up. It goes up a little bit more. The more and more people realize they need to be using Facebook ads, the higher the price goes up. And it's the same thing as Google AdWords, right? Whenever you could first buy Google AdWords, you could buy stuff like, wine.com or, the word wine for 5 cents a pop. Gary Vee talks about that shit all the time. But, after a while, now it's costing you, $5, $10, $15 a click. I mean, it's the same thing that happens, right? Right now, Facebook is just the place to be if you want to be able to get in front of a shit ton of people for cheap. And it does, I don't know, when it comes to like the low ticket items versus the high ticket items, I mean, I was doing e-commerce where I was selling these hippie butterfly wings for like $20 a pop. And I mean, I was still seeing like an actual return there. So, I mean, I have to disagree that it doesn't work for lower ticket. I think there's a lot more work involved just because you have to find the perfect audience that's going to resonate with, right? Like, with stuff like, copywriting, or for me with Facebook ads, you have to get really specific, people, I don't know. It's definitely different. I'm not sure how to actually explain it, but the higher ticket stuff seems to be like there is a bigger return there, but because the price is higher. I mean, you got to think if you've ever been in the position where you're now, and I'm not saying that I do this currently, but if you've ever been in the position where you're spending, $50, $100, $200, $300 a day on low ticket Facebook ads, the return there is going to be ridiculously high if you've got the right audience. So it really depends, man. Everybody has their thing. I personally like doing, Facebook ads for service-based stuff. I think that's the best return right now, even if it's lower ticket stuff like $50, $60 massages. I mean, you can get a stupid return on, leads when it comes to using Facebook.
Okay. So let's kind of jump into we'll just kind of jump into it and we'll see where the conversation takes us. What I'd like to start off with is kind of the mindset that people are in when they're on Facebook, because people go to Facebook because they want to catch up on what's going on in their friends and family's lives. They want to see the latest memes. They want to laugh. They want to argue with people. Being advertised to is not what people go to Facebook for. So how do you deal with, or kind of what are your thoughts, or what's your approach on understanding what people are going to Facebook for? And either are you going in with the intent to interrupt that and try and pull them away? Are you going in with the intent to meet them where they're at and then take them in your own direction? What's your approach as far as the mindset people are in, and then tailoring your advertisements to either interrupt that or to join it? I'm not sure. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, with Facebook, it's absolutely interruption marketing, right? Just like you said, man, we're not getting on Facebook to buy stuff. That's not, well, at least right now. I do think that's going to be changing very quickly. But yeah, we're not getting on there to buy things. So you have to make sure that your content, I want to use the words blend in, right? You want to make sure that it blends in and people actually enjoy reading it. You don't want to have advertisements that are just like, hey, we're having a sale because, we bought too much shit at the store and now we have to liquidate it. Can you come down and buy nobody wants to see that, man. That's the reason that we get on Facebook whenever we have television commercials, That's the reason we have DVR. Nobody cares about that, So you have to make sure, and that's one reason that, I really like your stuff, and one reason that I really like, certain like Ben Settle's stuff is because I enjoy reading it and it's blatant advertising. But I think it's important that people remember that when your customers, not even when you, right? Don't even think about what you're doing, because what you do doesn't matter. It's what your customer's doing. What is your customer doing on Facebook? Where are they hanging out at? What kind of Facebook groups are they in? That you have to know what they're on there for so that you can make your content something they would actually like. So, I mean,